Hey, it's Todd Giffen on BonesWeapon.com. I'm always sitting here being manipulated with images and sound. It's all computer generated. The government spent a lot of effort to make a piece of software that does all the work for them. I'm not talking about artificial intelligence. I'm talking about a program that renders bullshit. Like a video game. It's no different than like a screensaver. You've seen it. You've seen how your computer puts all sorts of fancy little graphics together, and your pussy little video game, you can resize things and textures, and it's all interactive or whatever. They could do landscapes, or their software does all that. They make the dreams that way. They can render a human. They showed me a female asshole once, and how what the inside of her was like. They don't actually always make it 100% complete. So they were showing me the high-res insides of this otherwise hollow model that they had made. So she had an asshole, but it was actually, very high-res. It looked very realistic. It was fancied up and shit. But at the same time, it was really just an opening. They didn't really just wanted me to show the hole and that she was hollow. And not hollow, but hollow is with some substance, And they've got software that emulates all this shit. The physics of material and matter. Video games aren't like that because they're really crappy and cheap. But the government has this. The military has this crap where their level of video games, it's where, they're emulating the physics of, say, the flesh of a person for the bounciness and the whatever bullshit. And the hardness of material and how it breaks and interacts with one another. See? So they can make a really good fucking dream to fuck people up. Their sound is so complex that you've never heard anything as fucked up as this shit. If they want to make you, there's new ways of stimulating people. So it's not just images, not just sound, but emotions. So they have like emotional shaders, thought projections and crap. They're like rendering thoughts to put into a person's mind. Some of that stuff is read from a person if they do the EEG cloning. So they'll put her or his, they'll just think. And the machine's reading it and putting it into my mind, knowing that's what they're doing. So it mitigates all that. You just got to think. It's just the same as people do when they're playing around, thinking that they, have magical powers and they're thinking about what they could do. That's all they got to do. And they understand they got to link to this thing that's going to copy everything they're doing and thinking. And boom, project into a person. Just beam it in. All they need is a fancy imaging device to read and map out electrical activity from a person's mind, like a satellite or a military radar, and then ability to beam that information somewhere, like into the person. That's all they need. It's not a very complex setup. And then, so they're making a lot of fancy crap. The damn stuff just lets them put fucking retarded faces and graphics. They want me to see people having reactions and thoughts that aren't really there. Okay? There's no possible way there's a bunch of group of fucking faggots who care. Yeah, sure, I'm a target of torture. That's what it's about. But the crap they want me to experience is they're drawing me out of reality down a path of crap. That's the torture. And they keep just subjecting me to his shit, right? People, images, animations, and sound. But it's designed to go together. And it's designed to be partly based on whatever it is I'm thinking and doing at that moment. What's going on in the world. So that it mixes in and it fucks with whatever is going on. So let's think about this. Let's say, it's very effective, okay? Once they initiate, they're taking full control over all your senses, okay? and all your internal brain function with this shit. It's designed to just keep me from having any control of myself. So I can't conjure up what I want to conjure. I'm on this path that they're fully guiding and dictating. It's fucking retarded shit. It's a way of imprisoning me in their fucking program, okay? All my thoughts are going to be limited to what they've done to me and what they're going to let my brain be able to do at that moment. Because over time, the damage is so good, man. They take away everything. There ain't hardly nothing left. It's all brainwashing. Trauma, beating my brain in, shocking me over and over. Shock therapy, they used to call it. Okay? It's the same stuff the psychiatrists have done to people before. Okay? And the CIA. This is their most pro-fucking level shit here, though. It's designed to invade me. It's fully humanized. They want to rape me and use female whatever themes and bullshit themes that are so complex that you begin to fear for your life when you sense it, because the stuff is so complex. They've got it perfected. There's not supposed to be anything like this out there, but they got it perfected, dude. And what they could do to you is so fucking controlling. You don't got any say in it, man. You're gonna take it. They fully pull you out of reality, and they can, when they amp it up, because the signal comes in, they got like a lower level, and then they got a more powerful level where they want to take control, fucking dominate you, so you're not gonna be seeing what's in your mind or in the real world. They're looking, all your attention just dominated, man. They fucking take control. They like to use this mode at night when you're sleeping the most, because that's when you're dreaming. They want full control over that. And then when they try to use it during the day, it's not fucking good, man. It's fully designed to control everything inside a human mind. It's perfected. This is not child's play fucking shit. It's not like the shit you see in the newspaper or the fucking magazine. This low-tech fucking crap that some idiot made somewhere and didn't have the budget to put anything big together. Okay, this is the government with billions and trillions of dollars. They invested in this piece of shit machine. Okay? And it ain't some little pussy thing they made in a lab. They didn't have any money, right? They didn't have 1,000 fucking programmers working on it. This thing had thousands of fucking programmers working on this piece of fucking shit. And this is 70 years of investment. Okay? This thing is fucking programmed and working right. And they got it all. They got what's like polymorphic images and shit. I mean, the stuff that they're doing with this digitally is fucking crazy. With the images and the motions and the controlling and putting in their fucking fake thoughts that aren't connected to anything. Because I know what reality is. This is fucking faggot shit that they're making me feel. They're psychically driving my mind to have these experiences. It's fucking pissing me off. The fucking thing, it's been on constantly for 7 fucking years. And I'm not the only target, because they got a whole fucking system set up to control as many people as they want. All 300 million American citizens can be individually targeted by this system. The limit is their fucking compute power. Okay? It's rendering things in new ways that video games are not yet capable of, because their people don't have supercomputers in their fucking homes. Okay? They got cheap little NVIDIA graphics cards and pussy little Intel CPUs. And these CPUs are pathetic. You can tell that Moore's Law has not been followed in a long time, by the way. The CPU should be way more powerful, with way more transistors, but they have limited transistors. We've been sitting at like 1 billion transistors since like 2006 or 7. It's insane. We've had quad cores forever. They're not pushing the envelope. tell you something though. Government's got way more stuff than that. We don't even know everything they got. They got molecular foundries and fucking crazy shit. If they want to make a super processor, they got it. And they got huge farms of them too. More than one processor. We should have several billion, like 300, or wait, should be about 30 billion transistors in our consumer level processors today. But we only have like, what, 1, 5, 6 billion? It's as if we haven't been following Moore's Law in a long time. I did all the calculations. I was looking at Moore's Law. I went back and I looked at these old CPUs. I counted the transistors. I looked at the specs. And then I fucking, at Moore's Law, it says every 18 months doubles. And I calculated that out. And I said, wait a minute. I started to see something. But that Intel, and this is probably exclusive to the consumer realm too. It's where Intel and AMD were probably holding back. And they weren't pushing the envelope to the maximum extreme. Okay? So, progressively, they've been like slowing it down. Where's that extra capacity for Moore's Law going, though? Someone's using it. Someone else is. So it's probably the military. It's probably all done for national security, too. They don't want to give consumers fast computers. So they're making us use these slow piece of shit machines that can't do hardly shit, can't run the most complex mathematical simulations, you know. So we've been sitting at the same transistor counts for fucking years and years. Here's an easy way to do them. So if you don't want to trace it all the way back, you can just look for an example of this. Look at the Athlon from the year 2000. It had something like 26, 25 million transistors. And you figure that out, that today we should have like something like 25 billion or something like that. But we don't. We don't have 25 billion, do we? Based off that old Athlon from the year 2000. Yep. But if you go back further, you find out it's even worse than that. It's been all the time they keep holding back. They should be way more advanced, but the technology is not way more advanced. So, 18 months after the Athlon was released, they should have had 20 or 50 million transistor, and then another 18 months it should be at 100 million. Another 18 months it should be at 200 million, and it's gonna go 400 million, 800 million, fucking 1.8 billion, then 3.2 billion, then 6.4 billion. Just can keep going up, exponentially every 18 months. And you find out that we weren't really following that. We go up to 12.8 billion, 25, I don't know, what's the next one? 25.6 billion. And then fucking 50.2 billion. 51.2 billion. Something like that. Anyway, well, we should be way up there. I feel that the whole industry has just been holding back. I don't know why. But I don't think the technology's been sitting there getting held back. I think they're just giving us less. Did I just devote a whole bunch of... So anyway, I truly believe the government's got some amazing stuff. And I've seen some amazing stuff. And I know that they got the system. This technology ain't just a fucking weapon. Yeah, it is, really. It's controlling society. But the government... It is totally a weapon, man. Government's controlling society with it. What the potential for it is to be used for good is there, but it's not being used for good. Think about it. Just think about how we could throw out the current court system, replace it with brain reading stuff. We always know who's guilty and who's not. Everyone brought to equal justice. We know how to help them because we went into their mind and we found out why they didn't understand and why they did something and if they were fixable. Okay, the technology's there to do it. This thing it's just amazing. You can step into another person's mind and sense all that stuff. You figure out exactly what the thing, it doesn't miss, okay? It's got everything. Every little thing inside the person's mind, you're going to feel everything about them and what's going on in their brain and where it came from and the memories, okay? It's so amazing. So you're going to know where they came from and what's wrong and how they feel. And if there's something that could cure that, they've designed something to it to make it like, so you could find a way to go into their brain and bring it out. Because when you know what's in it, then you could do things that the person is going to understand. Okay? It's just really cool. So you could potentially do stuff where you have someone who's completely curable. Okay? Let's just say that the problem was always an education problem or an information transmitting problem, or a person who didn't have you didn't know that they didn't have the experiences in their life to know. That's one of the things that we find out with this. Or we find out that their tendencies to be extremely murderous and they can't stop. Well, then you find that out and they're going to commit murder again. Otherwise, you find out just an accident, or you find out, you find all these information, If we wanted to, we didn't have to put them in the prison anymore because we find out how to give them what they needed. Maybe it was just poverty. Maybe was they being controlled by someone else that told them to do all this stuff? You find out all that crap. You find out about their years of fuck-ups because society was not there for them. You find out that society had pushed them to what they did because society was all for capitalism, denying people help. And there was no fucking help. Nobody worth two shits anywhere. It was a joke show that anyone was capable of helping anybody. Sure they had a practice, but did they help anyone? No. It was there to make money and to make it look like people, had a place to go for help, but they weren't getting help. Well, this technology could also, so you're always going to know everything. They have it there today, okay? They got total information awareness, everything, man. They know where everybody is. They know what they're doing. Even you have a person out in the middle of a desert, they're being watched and tracked with this shit already, okay? The government they don't give a fuck, though. They're not, like, if, say, that person was to suddenly go and kill another person out there, they don't give a fuck. Government ain't just go fucking use all this information we had on this to get justice. That's not what they do with it, darn. Man, they use this because they like to fucking invade people in violation of the Fourth Amendment, okay? They like to be able to get into everyone's lives in secret and then go out and not have them suspect they were being watched, They don't want people to suspect that there's some secret surveillance out there that can do all this. They like that weapon part. They like the profits and the control that they got. Okay, they rig things, man. That's what they like about it. So when they designed it to be a weapon to let them rig everything, man, and do it all the way they wanted. Above democracy, okay? That's what it's about. It's above everyone. Only they fucking matter with this thing. It's kind of like it's like a weapon that only they had, Only they. And there's a lot of people that have gotten in on it, though, because they all saw how fucking amazing it was. They could turn even the the most pro-civil rights person into a dirty little corrupt spy game motherfucker. Because she thinks the technology is so fucking awesome. She's like, oh my fucking God. They've got something so motherfucking powerful. Lets me spy on whoever I want. Lets us do whatever the fuck we want. I could kill my enemies. Dude, I know, we could spy on people and we could do it all. Keep it a secret. I've been privileged to be let in on it. That's the way they fucking think. There's people like that I know. Rebecca Lease is one of those fucking whores. All these nigger fucks from Disability Rights Oregon, they all say they're like pro-civil rights, man. But not when it comes to government surveillance and this shit, man. They were hooked up with the DOJ, man. They're like, oh my God, this is amazing. This fucking hospital's gonna... I mean, I don't know what they fucking thought when this was being brought in, dude. What they fucking think. Did they think that they were going to get justice and the hospital's going to get fixed? I don't know, man. But anyway, some of these people pretended they cared for a long time. That they're supposed to be the civil rights people up there. They're fighting for the patient's civil rights. When I was there, everyone had that misperception. It was a misperception that they had a friend at that place. That was a place to go if you're being abused. And that you had an option. It's not. It turns out when they have this level of control, nothing gets done that's legit anymore. They're not doing their investigations legit anymore. They're not doing this. They didn't look at the hospital as something to shut down. They use it like they had the power to fucking, I don't know, do what with it. Cover it all up, I guess. It was an audit of the hospital's operations that went on at the state hospital, okay? And this technology was used. And DOJ is using it. And they're tapping everybody and everything. Patient, staff, everything was being watched. But the staff were allowed the privilege to know what was happening. So was the fucking lawyers and the state police, everyone, the officials in Oregon, the Senate, the fucking Congress, governors, everybody knew. Everybody. This is not a secret in their ranks where this technology gets used, okay? But I'm just going to focus on how it's used at the state hospital. It's a fucking audit of the whole fucking place so they can learn how to tweak everything for maximum potential and security. Because no one's got privacy anymore, and they can finally go into people and exploit them, okay? Learn how to fucking lock it down and make it more secure. That's all it was about. Okay, they didn't care about civil rights. See, government never cares about civil rights. Look at all the Fourth Amendment violations and NSA surveillance. They're not giving a fuck about that anymore. That's the one thing people don't get. They don't care about torture either, or violations and corrupt cops. See, cops go out and kill people all the time. Government's been watching that, man. They know when a corrupt cop is on the loose, and they don't do anything ever. It's part of the military-industrial complex. They look at people, the citizens, being executable, disposable. Okay? It doesn't hurt them if someone dies, so they don't care. So the government's never there, really, in most cases, to go and enforce people's civil rights. Alright? And government just doesn't give a fuck about us. That's the thing. So this whole thing's become a surveillance state of them using this surveillance to spy on us and to invade us. So they did this audit at the state hospital, man. All they did was beef that fucking place up. Alright? That place has been beat the fuck up. Secret shit. They could spy on anyone, too. I don't know how often they have access to this. Is it all the time? That's the part that I don't know. Was it just when I was there, or are they still using it on everyone else, too? So I'm out here getting attacked, but they're still using it there. That's what I think. I think they're spying on people in the jails and prisons with it. I think the DAs are now using it all over the place. This system has gone, it's mega powerful. They're always hooked into it. They can always spy on anyone now. You got a suspect in there just committed murder? Dude, the district attorney's now fucking spying on his thoughts. I don't know if they recorded it and watched the whole murder go down, but they're inside in the jail. They know everything about what he's saying, doing, even though no one's there to see and hear it, even though no one's talking about it. So they're also doing the attorney spying stuff too. You don't have true client privilege anymore. Okay? The attorneys all know this too. A lot of the public defenders know it, and they're protecting this shit for some reason. So the thing is, the attorneys, you used to have this right where you were with your attorney, you had attorney-client privilege. That meant that what you told them was secret. But that's not the way the government sees it. They have the right to listen no matter what. And in the UK, it was just exposed that they think the same way over there. Now, you were told you had attorney-client privilege, but then the government was actually listening the whole time and analyzing in secret everything. That's precisely what's happening here in America. And they're using all sorts of advanced methods, building penetrating NSA-style methods, okay? And yes, they're tapping your attorney's phone. They're tapping the jail's phone. Yes, they got a lot of ways of doing it, but I think that they're mostly just doing it the higher tech method now. The low tech methods are all kind of outdated and not effective. Now, they will use those methods if they want to go into court, bring the evidence in, because they got to act like they got the information another way. They can't, it's all classified, so they don't want people to know if they're being spied on in that way, where when they're in the room alone, let's say there's no technology in there at all. It's just you and your attorney. They're listening because they have that ability to. And if they're not listening right then and there, they can go into your attorney's thoughts or your thoughts later. And that's what they got. It's global. And the district attorneys are using it. In court, they're doing it there too. This is where they're fucking spying on everybody. Now, normally, I don't know how far it goes, man. I don't know everything. I just know it's being used. And the juries are being watched. It has nothing to do with watching for security of the court. It's that the DAs are given the upper hand on how to manipulate everything. And so they're getting intelligence on everything if they want to know something. It's just the same stuff you heard about. I've been saying this too for a long time. So, NSA was used to spy on the United Nations. What did the ambassador do? Ambassador was using this. What were they using it for? To get the thoughts and the information on what the UN members were thinking and how to trick them and manipulate them into going along with what the United States wanted. So how to get the United States agenda pushed in an effective way to make the package be effective. Okay, they had to really do it carefully sometimes. And they had to do certain things outside of that. So anyway, how'd they do it? They're spying on people with this shit. And so they fucking customize it all. And the ambassador figures out how to do it. I mean, this is all in part of the Edward Snowden leaks and shit, okay? This is the way they're doing it. So you have the goddamn U.S. Department of Justice using this crap. Everyone's using it now. And they don't think people have the right to confidentiality. They don't think that they should know everything. They think that they have the right to know everything and to win every time. Okay? That's what it's about. It's about winning every time. And it's not about fair and justice. It's not about letting the guy off if he was innocent. You know, let's just say the DA finds out the guy was innocent. No. It's about fucking hammering him and winning the case and getting him put in the jail anyway. It's fucking insane, man. So they're legitimately doing false prosecutions and stuff, and maybe they had it in for him because they didn't like him. You know, that's very common. These people are cold, heartless motherfuckers. Doesn't matter what they say out in public. You don't know what they're like in private. That's the thing about this, because people put on a game face in public. Alright? And in private, they're fucking dirty ass fuckers in their own minds. And they all are. Because they've all been involved in this bitch for so long. Alright? Alright. Fuck. This is the truth. Fucking truth, dude. DA was using this in all the cases that I was getting prosecuted in. They were using it. They're spying on me. They're torturing me. They're fucking listening to me and my attorneys. They're fucking rigging the whole fucking process. They're watching everyone around me. They're looking for ways to get me. They're telling the staff things about what's going on. They want to fucking they want to give the staff the upper hand when they're controlling me. None of the staff want to go down for this. I've had serious crimes committed against me, right? This is serious. So the staff, of course, they're getting access to this. And they want to make me look like I'm bad and harassing people. And if I'm all, it's really crazy, dude. They're trying to frame me. It's fucking sick. And all the people involved in that, you have people all around the state doing it. They're all against me. And anyone that was involved was going to be against me. And I've got evidence. Even my own family is covering their ass because they got their Fifth Amendment and they don't want to go to jail for it. Everyone down to the little kids. The little kids have been told stuff and their mommy and daddies all had conversations about it. I've got proof. I've got proof of family members that normally they would care. They care a little bit, but not in this case. I've got information that shows prejudice. That they have clear prejudice against me. Whereas before they didn't. Where did the prejudice come from? Prejudice comes from their secret relationships and their Fifth Amendment, right, to keep it a secret. So they're afraid I'm going to expose them and everyone else, or I'm going to just finally take it out on them or whatever. They know that they got secret state protection and all that because no one's going to jail for this unless I figure out a way to expose it. Okay? And then once I do, then I get all sorts of credibility. See? The credibility factor comes back into play. Boom, here's our credibility. Turns out there's all these things. We just got the state in a serious law or something. Then I got credibility, and I've got that, but I need some fucking professionals to help with this shit. After the state tried to murder me with this technology in 2008, I get out in the community eventually in 2010. They let all my family know, all the local people know. There's people all over, man. They had full control over everything. Just like the state hospital. They do this big old audit. They had full control over so many things at the state hospital and in the state system, okay? From the police to OIT to disciplinary authority. All these places were involved, okay? To even the governor's office and DHS. Even like the education department. Different places, everybody. It was fucking weird. All outside of the hospital. There's a lot of attorneys that were involved too. There's this place called Oregon Law Center. That place is corrupt shit. There's some places that got to know some secrets. And then when you spread out to the community, I think even the ACLU knew. I think the fucking ACLU's dirty. I don't know for sure though. I think the ACLU is a fucking cunt organization, though. Definitely Oregon Law Center. The guy named Jorge Lora. He's dirty ass fucker. And I don't know how he got involved in the surveillance of the state hospital, but he was. And they came to me. The state... no, Glenn LaFollette was one of the guys. Disciplinary Oregon's a fucking crazy place because they tried to help me once, but then they failed me. And that's how Jorge Lora got involved. And we tried to put the heat in the state a little bit by opening up a lawsuit thing about the law library. The state had been chronically denying people access to it and interfering with their right to the court and lawsuits and stuff. And so we tried to sue. But then oh God, I got targeted by the staff over that. Dude, these motherfuckers, they were spying on me. I was getting, all of a sudden, there's patient payphones at the hospital. The staff were calling me on the patient payphones. They just had to say, oh, you must have been talking to Just Brad's Organ, huh? Fucking, and there was a unit director that called me, okay? He said, yeah. Well, you're not going to get a new a new fucking law library or whatever. I don't know what we were after, actually. But yeah, they were sitting there spying on me. And I was getting calls about this shit. Dirty ass fucks. That was, this unit director still there today. Ted, can't remember. He's a fucking loser. He was on 48C. This guy's a fucking little bitch. Corrupt nigger fuck. If they're all using this stuff, they're all worried about getting exposed for everything. I can't believe that some people, the intelligence was flying around about all this. I can't believe nothing was done about any of it, because everyone knew how dirty each other was and how corrupt the whole hospital was. Nothing was done about any of it. Hey, so this guy named Ted, maybe the reason that he knew about, you gotta follow the chain of information. Why would he even know when that attorney had come to me? I knew that they were spying on me, okay? So that's how they would have known, okay? They would have known that he came to me and got me to sign a statement that he took into the courts. And they must have been spying on the court then. Or the attorney defending the state was there, or someone was leaking information back to the hospital about this shit. That's fucking weird ass shit. So that means I was getting controlled, you know. They were able to sabotage the legal process there. And after that, and then they retaliated against me. And then everything was getting caught on camera too, man. If only anyone would have checked that fucking dirty hospital, you would have saw all this fucking shit. I'm talking about the cameras in the ceiling and the microphones in the ceiling catching this crap. And then eventually, you're going to see all sorts of stuff happen in that place if that security video ever gets dealt with. Because I submitted letters to have it all saved, emails. I documented dates and times. You're going to see them just fall apart and get caught. Man, but even if they get caught, it's a bitch getting out, because the people who are closest, this is where it's Oregon, now they're afraid to go against the hospital. They don't even want anyone to think that they're interested in helping anyone. And then it become a thing about cover-ups, because maybe they didn't really want me to get help. I don't know. It's really fucking conspiratorial. Maybe they were worried about getting caught about this technology being used, I guess. Maybe they were just hard to figure out, these motherfuckers. Fucking stupid ass fucking losers. So I was dealing with some weird stuff. I was dealing with stuff that these fucking freaks, man. You should come and. I always wondered the staff would have this Brett's Oregon even coming to me, and then I wouldn't know this lady. Never met her. She's one of the brand new people. She holds her name tag. She knows my face. She just walks past me, tries to make sure that, acts like she's not really there to talk to me. I'm wondering why someone who should be out is still here, and she's looking down, act like she's looking in the kitchen, but she's really looking at me with her fucking tag, holding it out so I see her name. That's fucking weird that she would do that right in front of me. And there's no one else there to see that. But she, you know, I don't know why she would do it like that. It's fucking insane. So, if she knows I'm being spied on, what she did, she knew that the technology existed, and she told me that, okay, then what's the deal with her doing it like that? Unless I was just the one being tricked. It was to trick me into calling her for some reason. What was the point in that? Was she wanting me to help, or was the staff going to her to have her get involved and manipulate me into some bullshit? See, that's the thing that I think is more likely. I think that they're doing all this. The DOJ had her probably do it. So it wasn't like she was trying to do it under the slide knowing I'm being controlled. That would have been the best option, but it wasn't, because she knew what was involved the whole time. And so was this other guy, Glenn LaFollette, and other staff, and Rebecca Leith, and all these other dipshits. So that's the thing about this crap. So I'm being controlled like that at the fucking state hospital. And that's what you'll see on the security video. I documented this shit, okay? And there's going to be audio of this fucking shit. And there's more than that. It's so many months. You're going to see it. You're hearing them repeat conversations I had. You're hearing them talk about there being technology outside the building. Okay? You're hearing them. You see me get beat up, and then they're framing me to beat myself up. But you're seeing the staff do it. But you're seeing the report. You're seeing the pictures that clearly only a staff's fist could have done that. But then they write down that I beat myself up. How did they do that? How'd they get away with it? How would they get away with that type of shit? Fuck. I caught them. This is the whole goddamn thing being exposed, man. The whole national problem of people being targeted in weird ways like this, with this technology. It was right there. So you can clearly tell they wanted to control me. Nobody wants to get in trouble for that, right? What if I expose it? What if dude, I didn't know nothing about this back then, but I would have been saving all these people who were victims. So you can bet that they want to control me and kill me and put me into a system of torture if they can get away with it. Right? So that's what they waited for. And they drew it out. They made sure that every base was covered, that I was being played at every level. I think I'm trying to get help, but I'm not. I'm not getting help. I think I'm trying. I don't know that all these fuckers are corrupt, dirty motherfuckers yet. I mean, I've seen different abuses, but I don't... God, how could every fucking dirty bitch be dirty? You know? Every organization around that place. You're supposed to think that there's a way to get help. See, I didn't have the ability before I got attacked to know that I was wasting my time and that they weren't just confused and that they fully knew everything. I wanted to think that because I couldn't understand why they'd fucking do this. And I didn't believe that they had technology outside the building. Who does? Who thinks that this is all, who really believes that all the things you're seeing is adding up to them having this technology? Okay? I was thinking that they had some hidden cameras or something in some video. But they didn't. They had fucking technology outside the building. I thought they had literally put stuff in the ceiling at the hospital. Like in the rooms. To spy on certain rooms or something. Right? Or that they were even putting spy patients in fucking certain rooms. That's what I thought. And I think they were doing that too. That's fucking weird that they do that, right? But they were doing it. There were a handful of patients that I believe that they were putting in there. I don't know. I thought that they were doing that, but maybe it was just the fact that I was being spied on, so the information was coming from somewhere, right? But only, I would have pinned it down to some hidden cameras or mics. Really, I thought that they had hidden cameras and mics, and that's why they wanted me in certain rooms and different bullshit. Right? They were being very abusive and controlling this whole situation, and couldn't figure out. Man. Anyway, the spy technology, you don't expect it to be this fucking developed when you come a target of it. Back then, I didn't believe in it. I thought the walls were fucking securing me from everything. Who would have thought they could see through walls and record things through walls? Nobody would have thought that. And then they could take a step further and attack people and communicate that way. Literally, staff in the hallway were getting communications in secret ways. They're sitting there having these... See, that's the thing about it. They can create this virtual interface for each person's brain that helps them connect with the environment and intelligence information. So if you're a police officer or staff member, you can communicate through this and get information and impulses and feelings and stuff to help you know what's behind the wall over there and what's being said in secret, and you're getting voices and seeing things that are being passed through you through this fucking weapon. So that's what else they had there. Okay, the staff were even laughing about it. Out the hallways, man. Oh, that's how they're actually out there talking. Oh, that's how they're communicating. And different crap, and and he knew about that, and they'd go, oh, he knows, yeah, because I knew that I was being spied on finally, right? That I was being listened to, everything I said they were hearing in my room, right? And different bullshit. I had a hard time of piecing together how they were communicating, though. They were communicating all together all at once. A crew, they had this technology there. So wherever they were in the unit, they don't have any technology on their body. Their radios, that's not how they're using this, okay? So their radios aren't really saying nothing, but they're all together linked up through this BrainLink technology. And it's an incredible presentation. It's like you can spectate through it and do other crazy shit. And the computer's analyzing what you're thinking and doing, plus the environment, plus other people, plus other information, intelligently is putting things together for your mind to sense and feel. And beams it in. And then if you're talking, you can all talk and share some... There might be a person somewhere. Let's just say there could be, let's say a DOJ guy. He could be sitting there all talking. Or how about Maynard Hammond? He was one of the guys involved at the state hospital. All right? He could one night go and hook up into the system. They're all spying. Staff are on the unit. He's conducting this little operation. He's somewhere else. But yet he's talking to the staff through the system. And they're all hearing him. And only they're hearing it. And then the staff, though, they're making comments and discussing amongst themselves. So the staff members may not have been linked up brain to brain themselves, but someone was passing the communication to them. So they're all talking about Maynard Hammond and stuff. And, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. He thinks he has no respect. They thought I had no respect. I'm on the phone talking to somebody. The whole operation that night was them spying on me. And they're spying on me talking to someone about something that happened on the unit. They didn't like what they were hearing about what I was saying about it. So this is like remote psychiatry too. It's where they're spying on us inside the building. And remote diagnosis and decoding of shit, listening to everything I'm saying or doing and bullshit. And here I'm fucking Maynard hammered it, dumb little fucker. Not gonna do nothing to save me from all the abuse and bullshit. Because I don't got no respect for telling one of my friends on another unit some stuff about a female patient who's getting raped. Because she got raped by somebody. And that's when I heard all the comments break out, and it's something to do with that. They didn't like me talking about that.